Hello and welcome if you're a woman over 60, 70, or even 80, and you've noticed a persistent old person smell, either in your clothes, your bedding, or even your skin. I want you to listen very carefully, because while many people think it's just normal aging, a harmless part of getting older, the truth is this. Doctors are now warning that certain body odors in senior women can be signs of serious, even deadly diseases. This video isn't here to scare you. It's here to empower you with real knowledge about what these odors may be trying to tell you, and most importantly, what you can do about it naturally and effectively. Starting today, by the end of this video, you'll know the 6 dangerous diseases that may be silently brewing inside a woman's body after 60, the specific odor clues that doctors often miss, and the simple, proven changes you can make to smell fresher, feel healthier, and potentially catch illnesses early. When they're still reversible, let's begin part 1. What does old person smell? We've all smelled it at some point. That musty, stale scent in a room where an older person lives. Some describe it as sour, others as grassy, almost like cardboard or body oil that's been sitting too long. Science has even given it a name. Tuna. This compound is created when fatty acids on your skin break down due to oxidation, a natural part of aging. As estrogen levels drop as detox systems slow down, this compound builds up. That's why it often begins after menopause. But here's the catch. Sometimes that smell isn't just age. Sometimes it's your body's cry for help. Because odor is chemistry. And every disease, especially in its early stages, alters your body's internal chemistry. The good news, odors often show up before symptoms do. That means you can spot disease early, if you know what to look for. Part 2, disease number 1, liver failure. The sickly sweet smell. Let's start with your liver, your body's main detox organ. When your liver begins to fail, it can't properly process ammonia, proteins, or toxins. That's when some women begin to smell sweet yet sickly, almost like rotting fruit or moldy bread. Doctors call it fetor hepaticus, literally liver breath. But the smell doesn't stay in the breath. It can rise from your skin and clothes, especially at night. Other signs include yellowing skin or eyes, confusion or forgetfulness, swelling in the legs or belly, easy bruising, what causes liver failure in older women. Long-term use of medications, fatty liver from poor diet, viral hepatitis, or decades of alcohol. Even if you only drank moderately, what can you do? Cut down on processed foods, especially sugary drinks and snacks. Add milk thistle and dandelion root tea to your diet. To support detox, ask your doctor about liver enzyme levels. Eastalt and bilirubin move. Daily walking supports bile flow and natural detox. If you've smelled that sick, sweet odor and it's new, please don't ignore it. Part 3, disease number 2, diabetes. The fruity or nail polish smell. Diabetes is a silent epidemic among older women. Over 1 in 4 women over 65 has it. And many don't even know it. When blood sugar stays too high for too long, it begins to break down fat instead of glucose. That releases ketones, which give off a distinct smell, fruity like pear or apple, or sometimes like acetone, the same chemical in nail polish remover. This smell may come from the mouth, sweat, or even urine. Other symptoms: frequent urination, constant thirst, blurry vision, unusual fatigue, tingling in the feet if untreated. Diabetes can lead to blindness, stroke, kidney failure, and amputations. What can you do? Get your HbA1c tested. This shows your average blood sugar over 3 months. Reduce refined carbs, white bread, Pastries, sugar? Eat more fiber-rich foods. Leafy greens, flax seeds. Chia. Lentils, consider berberine, a plant compound shown to regulate blood sugar. And if you or a loved one smells fruity, without explanation, get tested immediately. Part 4, disease number 3. Kidney disease, the fishy OR ammonia smell. 2400 minus 3200. Your kidneys filter your blood. When they fail, toxins build up, including urea. That's when your body may begin to smell like ammonia or old urine. Some even describe it as a metallic or fishy scent, especially on the skin or breath. This can be an early warning of chronic kidney disease, which affects 1 in 3 people over 60. Other warning signs: puffy eyes, swollen ankles, foamy urine, constant itching, high blood pressure. What can you do? Avoid NSAIDs like ibuprofen. If you use them often, they stress the kidneys. Drink enough water, but not too much. 6 to 8 cups is a safe daily range. Eat kidney-friendly foods like cranberries, red bell peppers, cauliflower. Get your creatinine and eGFR levels checked regularly. And if your sweat or breath smells unusually sour, or like ammonia, take it seriously. Part 5, disease number 4, cancer. The strange sour or putrid smell. Many cancers, especially when advanced, can change the way you smell. Why? Because cancer cells release waste products into your blood. Sweat and breath, breast cancer, skin cancer, and even gynecological cancers can all release compounds that smell sour, decaying, or chemical like. Some researchers believe dogs can smell cancer before tests can detect it. And while humans can't sniff out cancer the same way, you may notice changes in underarm odor, changes in vaginal odor, odd smells from the skin or mouth, even with good hygiene if your scent suddenly shifts, and no hygiene or diet change explains it. Yet checked what to do. Schedule annual screenings, especially mammograms and pelvic exams. Eat antioxidant-rich foods like berries, broccoli, garlic. Avoid smoking and heavy alcohol. Take note of persistent, unexplained smells and mention them to your doctor. Your body often knows before tests do. Part 6, disease number 5, infections. The rotten or sour milk smell. Now, we move into a critical and sometimes urgent category: infections, and how they can drastically change how a woman smells. If you've ever noticed a sudden shift in your natural scent, not just a little musk after exercise, but something far stronger, more unpleasant and unusual, something like sour milk, rotting fruit, or spoiled meat. It could be much more than just a hygiene issue. This kind of rotten or sour milk smell often points to an internal infection, especially when hygiene is already in place and nothing else in your routine has changed. And for women over 60, these infections are not only more common, they can also be more dangerous. Let's unpack why as we age. Our immune system naturally slows down. Our vaginal pH changes, becoming less acidic due to declining estrogen, which favors the growth of harmful bacteria. At the same time, chronic conditions like diabetes, urinary incontinence, or even mild dehydration can make the body more susceptible to infection and make those infections harder to detect early. Now, there are several types of infections that can create noticeable and distinct smells, and in some cases, the smell is the very first warning sign. Let's break them down. 1. Urinary tract infections, UTIs. These are very common in older women. In fact, after menopause, your risk for recurrent UTIs increases dramatically. Here's what to look for: a foul or sour smell in your urine or around the vaginal area, frequent need to urinate, especially at night, burning or pain while urinating, a cloudy or dark-colored urine. Now here's what many don't realize. Sometimes the only symptom of a UTI in seniors is a change in body odor or sudden confusion. That's right. The infection can cause mental fog, dizziness, or agitation before any pain ever appears. And if left untreated, it can quickly travel to the kidneys or bloodstream, leading to sepsis, a potentially fatal condition. So if you or a loved one suddenly smells sour, metallic, or spoiled even with good hygiene, it's time to see a doctor. 2. Bacterial vaginosis or vaginal infections. This is another common cause of unpleasant smells, especially that fishy sour milk odor. While we often think of BV as something that only affects younger women, it does not discriminate by age. In fact, the drop in estrogen after menopause can cause an imbalance in healthy bacteria, leading to recurrent vaginal infections that don't always show symptoms, except for smells. Some women with BV report a rotten or ammonia-like odor, gray or watery discharge, itching, or irritation. But not always. Here's the thing. BV isn't a serious condition by itself, but it can increase your risk for more severe infections, especially in older women whose immune defenses are already lower. It also makes you more vulnerable to pelvic inflammatory disease and can lead to chronic inflammation if ignored. 3. Skin or wound infections. Have you noticed an area of skin that smells bad? Even after a shower? This could be a bacterial or fungal skin infection. These often form in skin folds, like under the breasts or abdomen, between the thighs or underarms, around pressure sores or diabetic ulcers. The smell may be sickly sweet, sour, or like decaying fruit. It can also be accompanied by redness, swelling, warmth, or drainage. Infections in these areas are dangerous because they can go undetected and untreated for too long and spread deeper into tissues. And for seniors with diabetes or limited mobility, skin infections can escalate quickly, sometimes even leading to gangrene or sepsis. 4. Yeast infections. Yes, yeast can also contribute to strange odors, though these are typically more bread, like sour or musty. Vaginal yeast infections under breast, yeast rashes, and even fungal infections in skin folds or between toes can all produce a fermented smell when Candida yeast overgrows. Again, this is more likely in women who are on antibiotics or steroids, have high blood sugar, are wearing damp, synthetic underwear, or have compromised immunity. So what should you do if you notice a rotten or sour smell? First, do not ignore it. Many women are taught to feel embarrassed by intimate odors. They try to cover it up with sprays, powders, or overwashing, but if the smell is persistent, especially if it's new or unusually strong, it's your body trying to tell you something. Here's what to do. Track the smell. When does it appear? Is it strongest in the morning? After eating, after peeing? Take notes, check your urine and discharge. Color clarity and frequency all matter. Any burning or itching should not be dismissed. See your doctor and request a culture. Urine vaginal swab or skin cultures can reveal hidden infections. Avoid douching or perfumed soaps. These can worsen imbalances and make infections harder to detect. Support your immune system, hydrate. Get enough sleep. Eat probiotic-rich foods and manage blood sugar. And if you're prone to recurrent infections, talk to your doctor about vaginal estrogen therapy, which can restore a healthier pH and improve resistance to harmful microbes. Infections don't always shout. Sometimes they whisper. That strange smell you're noticing, it might be the only clue your body is giving you. Don't wait until you're feverish or in pain. Smells like rotten milk, fermenting fruit, or spoiled meat should never be ignored, especially when they come from the intimate or urinary areas. Infections in older adults can escalate quickly. but they are also highly treatable when caught early. So listen to your body. And if you smell something that doesn't belong, act fast, not embarrassed. Your health might just depend on it. Part 7. Disease number 6, Alzheimer's. The sweet yeasty smell. Now let's talk about a disease that affects the mind, but may first speak through the body. Alzheimer's disease, yes. Believe it or not, some of the earliest warning signs of Alzheimer's may come through a change in your natural body odor. And not just any change, but a specific sweet, yeasty or musty smell that wasn't there before. Now that might sound strange. After all, Alzheimer's is a brain disease, right? So how can it affect how you smell? Here's what the latest science tells us. When Alzheimer's begins to take hold in the brain, often decades before diagnosis, it starts a chain reaction. This affects not just memory and cognition, but also your gut, your immune system, your metabolism, and even your sweat glands. Your brain is your command center. When it begins to malfunction, everything from hormone regulation to detoxification to digestion can fall out of balance. That's when body chemistry starts to shift. And these shifts, especially when they affect the skin microbiome, the types of bacteria and fungi that live on the surface of your body, can begin to create a soft, sweet yeasty scent. Some women describe it as a bread-like smell, slightly fermented like old dough or damp flour, or even like mild beer or kombucha. And it's not just coming from the underarms or groin. Sometimes it lingers on clothing, bedding even in the hair or behind the ears. Researchers in the UK and Japan have been studying this for years. They've discovered that people with early-stage Alzheimer's often emit distinct, volatile organic compounds, VOCs, that are different from healthy individuals. Dogs can smell it. Trained nurses can detect it. And now researchers are developing electronic scent detection systems, e-noses, to help diagnose dementia earlier. Through body odor alone, here's the frightening part. This smell often appears before memory loss, confusion, or other symptoms. It's one of the earliest biological signs. So if you're over 60 and you or someone close to you notices a strange, yeasty, almost sweet smell that wasn't there before, you feel like your skin has changed, even though your hygiene hasn't, or people around you start to say, something smells a little off. But I don't know what, don't ignore it. Now let's talk about the other early warning signs of Alzheimer's that compare with this scent. Subtle forgetfulness, like misplacing keys more than usual, struggling for words, names, or directions, mild confusion in familiar places, mood changes, irritability, anxiety, depression, social withdrawal, or feeling overwhelmed in crowds. These aren't just senior moments. When paired with body odor changes, they can be your body's way of telling you something deeper is happening. Now, is there anything you can do? Absolutely. While there's no cure for Alzheimer's yet, there are steps to slow its progression and protect your brain feed, your brain-healthy fats. Omega-3s from fish like salmon, sardines, and walnuts have been shown to reduce inflammation in the brain. Extra virgin olive oil, rich in polyphenols, has also been linked to sharper cognition. Get regular, high-quality sleep. During deep sleep, your brain clears waste proteins linked to Alzheimer's. Aim for 7 to 9 hours each night. Avoid blue light at least 90 minutes before bed. Keep your blood sugar stable. Type 2 diabetes is now being called type 3 diabetes. When it affects the brain, limit processed sugar, eat whole grains. And consider intermittent fasting if safe. Challenge your brain, read books. Learn new skills, do puzzles. Socialize, boredom accelerates decline. Novelty builds new neural pathways. Heal your gut. 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. Probiotics, prebiotics, and fermented foods like kefir and sauerkraut may help reduce systemic inflammation that contributes to cognitive decline. Get your brain checked. Don't wait until symptoms are severe. Cognitive screening, B12 and homocysteine tests, and inflammatory markers can all provide early clues. And of course, pay attention to your own scent. If you or someone you love starts giving off a sweet, damp, slightly odd body odor that wasn't there before, especially if it comes with mood changes or confusion, it might not just be an old age smell. It could be your first warning. Listen to it, document it, and talk to a doctor about it. Because the earlier you intervene with Alzheimer's, the more you can slow its march and protect your identity, independence, and clarity for years to come. What to do next? So what does all this mean? It means your body is wise. It whispers before it screams. It gives you clues, yes. Even through smell, if you've noticed a new odor on your body, clothes or bedding, don't dismiss it. Instead ask, could this be a sign of something deeper? Start with a full blood panel. Liver, kidney, sugar and thyroid. A renewed commitment to whole foods and hydration. Daily movement, even if it's gentle stretching or walking. Letting go of shame about scent, because your smell may save your life. And finally, share this video with someone you love. Too many older women suffer silently, thinking a strange odor is their fault or just old age. But sometimes it's a message from within. You have the power to listen and take action. Stay sharp, stay strong. And remember, your scent is part of your story. And your story isn't over yet.